everyone. I will definitely never forget the day that I'm filming this because of some things that happened today. But filming always makes me feel better, and I have been so excited for this video for a while. I'm sorry if you can see makeup remover wipe on my shirt a little bit. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. If you didn't know, my minor or outside concentration in college was creative writing, and I've spent that time in 2 semesters studying poetry, both intermediate and advanced poetry. And so I decided to take a collection of all my favorite poems from my classes that I did and share them with you on this channel as a spoken word collection. I hope you enjoy, and there's a link in the description if you want to see all my other poetry videos. I have about 4, and some of these I love so much that I'm going to keep into song lyrics. They all have such a exciting personal meaning for me, and if you've watched my old poetry videos, I have grown so much, almost a completely different person since those videos, and my style and my poetry writing has just grown so much, and so I'm so excited to share this. My last spoken word poetry video, my last last poetry collection, was posted when I was a freshman in college, and now I'm a senior, and so I think it's a really cool turn of events to present a collection now that I've experienced these 4 years of college, and to see the new things on my heart and my mind and how I've changed. Poems with their titles, please check below in the description. And if you would like, I put all my favorite songs of 2023 into one playlist, and my new song of the moments, which is below every single YouTube video, started with my first video of the year, and I'm really excited to start a new fresh playlist, and you guys can check it out at the link down below. Thank you also for all the incredible birthday wishes. I turned 22 a few days ago, and I'm so excited to see all that this year will bring. It is going to be the most change I have seen in probably all my life or a long time, and so I'm very excited, and I love your support, and it would mean the world if you subscribe, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and interact. Without further ado, this is my new poetry collection. I can have all the poems on the screen if you would like to read along, but I will be reading. First poem, Roller Coaster. Maybe the reason I always thought I was going to die at that amusement park was really because a piece of my young heart died there in line for a roller coaster. I don't even remember over what now, but I remember the feeling of looking at the very top of the highest drop of the coaster and being envious that it was tucked away in the gray sky, somewhere I wish I could have been. But we sat uncomfortably on those wooden seats. I won a bracelet and, of course, gave it to you. Maybe I was always too nice, and that lent to years of experience seeing nothing but pool parties, celebrities, starry apartment window nights, my family playing instruments while children resist their pool floats, through my silk pillowcase, and anything and all so distant from the dice rolling on my splinter-filled coffee table. It's only 3 a.m. and I know you are out there. I could find you if I went looking through cabins in snow. But I know I could find that empty Coke can rolling in the concrete, under the acorns and trees, back in line for that roller coaster. The bumpy ride broke my back, but you broke my heart. Gas stations. I'm scared of a flat tire and turning onto a winding road with no destination. The cold mist covered my windshield so glaringly I struggled to see, but I know the gas stations are open until midnight. Clouds of smoke there, but vacant, so open-ended that pages of writing and words could fill them to their ends. Candy wrappers, my new perfume, a ghost where you sat, and the static of my old car speakers where your laugh used to linger. These mistakes were an idea from God, teaching us to live and to not fear the smell of firewood, and to not turn to the podcasts or TV shows of spirals, but to turn to the verse of the day. Bare feet on the car windshield, while text bubbles simmer for hours on hours, we sit, our eyes outside our skulls, waiting for true love and a wild horse to jump up from the screen. You got a new dog. I got a new cat. Maybe we are the best of friends. Let's meet in our 70s hippie apartment. I bought a bed that lies on the windowsill for whatever new animal you bring home. They will be mine too. Dings, bings, horns, and alerts that shake the club. I never listened, refused. Now that you are gone, my screen time is up 100%. Sorry. Missing the point. We sat in your bed, wrapped in blankets and small stuffed animals from the local pizza shop, and through the blinds we saw my parents watering the lawn with not a care in the world. Our eyes drifted as we saw the neighbor's house. We realized the whole world depended on us. Goonies in a modern world, the thrill of adventure never leaves a teenage girl. We thought we had an in with the criminals. As they peeled away and we put the pencil behind our ears, we had just saved the world. Now in college, they are safe and in the exact same place. But sitting in Malibu, I don't feel that way. No one is really to blame. I see how it was. My wish upon a star, an absent love, a broken winged dove. All now that has been robbed, awed, borrowed, broken, and sobbed is my heart. Run away with it. Maybe now and always you miss the point. On purpose. Middle of nowhere, Alabama. I, in the back seat, drowning underneath Souvenir Mountain. A life full of metaphors as we drive across the country. Our eyes are tired and we crave sleep after driving these open roads. The Mickey Mouse ears lose their true black as they burn against the windowsill. We stop at night, pouring rain, random women in motels as almost from Universal Studios, happy to make it out alive. As we breathe in the dust, the floral bed sheets can be the only place I avert my eyes after seeing a land of frogs. Not as cute as Kuropi, only one open door away. My mom sees a winged insect struggle to move across the floor. Family road trips. I am looking forward to many more. Ferry at Disneyland. This ferry was born in August. Hot and sweaty, but clear. Like every day is a vacation in the tropics of the trees. This fairy was born an only child. Close with her mother, competitive with her father, and eager since birth to show off her wings. This fairy took flight in California, blue-painted. She started at night, taking naps in those stars and soaring over bedrooms and fireplaces, mothers and fathers when everyone was asleep, and dreaming about their day in epic proportions. This fairy flies over Disneyland, the brush, and the trees. She does it unintentionally, but watch the fireworks through the trees. Every night at 9, tucked behind the crowd, she shimmies her head under the leaves, as not to be noticed by some pretty notable fairies in this part of town. Summer season, June is so blurry. While everyone gazes at the fireworks show, she flies across the park, curious why dreams are so real they solidate, and she crashes into the invisible dome that protects it. This fairy flies, flies, flies. She never looks to her side, behind her, or up or down. Her favorite song is the air and the movement of the branches. She flies for you and I, tired and little. She carries all your worries upon her brow from January and drops them into your chimney. They aren't hers now. They are yours. As I lay my head upon my girlhood, I hope I see her, a glimmer, and when I do, I will thank her for me and you. To my mother, grandmother, and father, I found my own wings. I am her. The girl under the mud on the football field. You enter a new heaven, even though teachers are mean, nothing can mess this up. You love to sing. You meet a nice friend in first period and you become invincible, as people do. They come to your sweet 16. Actually, they're the first one to show up. I'm covered in seaweed and sun because I'm not afraid of who he helped me become. Yet you were always told not to be yourself. When you are evil, no one will pay to see you in a movie. You are told you dress unlike other girls and your skinny best friend is in love with your back. He couldn't sing as well as you. That didn't matter. He wasn't him. He left her in the mud of the high school football field just as easily as he left you. Although you were not in the mud, you were in the clouds. Manchester Stars and Ghost Tours. How did you make it here? Was it by cheating or hard work, or was it your obsession with always being right and praying only when things go poorly? Now you are here fighting for your life in the backseat of a car, going the wrong way on the road, surrounded by people your age who live with boyfriends and cats, and yet somehow you've never missed home. First city, ghost tour. Next city, ghost tour. Our shrinking school halls, ghost tour. Our online history, ghost tour. What is this fascination with those who have passed on? Do we doubt we will see the same as them? Or that they got lucky and saw what's beautiful beneath the dirt, while our punishment for renting rooms is only seeing what could be worse than excruciating pain? Nothing at all. Maybe these trips are meant to be our saving grace, because before we know it, we will have no stories left, no one to pass anything on to, and the selfishness to want to hold on. My online friend convinced me this is who I am. But when I look out at the fog, all I want to see is the sun. Could this be the independence you waited for? While the bass player practices and your coworkers flirt, you almost understand why you could never make it work with that person back home. Because you saw infinity when they saw tomorrow. For you, tomorrow has never been good enough. The sky has never been more clear. I look up at the stars in Manchester and wonder how I got here. An odd pair under the stars and buried in snow. A poem for Jack and Sally. Can't understand why snow hits the ground. To a skeleton, being dead is surely fun all year round. Can the deceased find love like the rest of us? Or is she just a doll, merely puppy love? Why are light and joy so hard to understand? Surely ghosts have friends, someone to lend a bony hand. What happens when the going gets hard? You sing to your love under the stars of a graveyard. You missed her, she was there all along. You didn't listen when she sang her song. She thought it was never to become, but you knew she was the only one. You saw her out of the corner of your eye, like you saw the world while you sailed through the sky. Do you know what she truly longs for? For you to love her as no one has before. You waited your whole life to be simply meant to be. To her heart, you hold the key. iPhone alone surgeries. Coming home from the doctor's office, you told me you liked me. It made me feel as though the surgeries are worth it, which you had nothing to do with. Nobody sees the homework we do together. We never even turn it in. You insult me. I'm dressed like a mechanic. Fast forward to the night in the woods, Rose's room. Everyone is mean, like middle school. You said I had to ask for your sweatshirt. It's just not the boy you are. And I was so cold, icicles in my heart. Now you are warm. I hear May is always hot, sunburns even. Sailing over the seas, we notice each other. You are alone up the hill and down the hall. I am alone in my heart with my phone and all. I still must go, and it's not so much fun anymore, coming home from the doctor's office, knowing I was never yours. Sammy, a poem for my dog. I stayed home with you while my parents went away. All I wanted to do was walk you, feed you, give you hugs and play. Life was about to change, and we would soon be sent to the house down the road. But you travel with me wherever I go. You never like to run or play with other dogs. Other big dogs scare you. You are just like me, an only child, putting up with my noise, a million blankets, and life-size Harry Styles. You often stop in your tracks just to smell the flowers, and I'm sorry for every time and every second that I've rushed by any hour. You never need much just to show us you're there, casting away worries, causing smiles and tears every time I'm back at school. But I know our time is coming when I can do nothing but be with you. You love to listen and just sit when I play guitar. I know wherever I am, right there is where you are. I hope you know that every song I play for you are this girl's best friend, now and forever, far, wide, and true. No one in the world will ever bring me that smile. You've seen my whole life and accepted me at any stage, watched me grow and watch me change. While the world passes by, you stay constant, my biggest fan in the front row, pushing you in your stroller, falling asleep on your apricot fur, cradling you like a baby during our show. You see friends and crushes come and go, memories bright and fade, but you never dim your light and love, never for one day. You always know your favorite treat is being with the three of us together. No distractions, all complete, my life, your love and sparkling eyes, you at the center. Family is only whole when we are with you, for forever I am endowed to how you made my life brand new. For I know I love music, and the world will forever be envious of a love like you and me. For my favorite song forever will be you, Sammy. Neighborhood walks. I woke up early morning and got ready, the most I ever had. I put more effort in than most dates because it's more important to look good for myself than others. I walked around with smoothies and melodies always in my hand and in my heart. I looked at decorative, extravagant houses with tiny private schools latched onto their corners and lavish mansions, something from history and not from LA. I imagined bright and youthful skeletons dancing and playing on the streets with a "children playing, slow down" sign for their doom buggies, tipping their straw hats as they walk past their neighbors and their children. I imagined paparazzi and shopping with my personal assistant on Kings Road while my post-concert stadium lights challenged the moon. I imagine all the people who lived there before, looking at their new home with hope foaming at the brim of their eyes, thinking about those there before them. We live in cycles. Maybe that is why I never take my eyes off the ground or my shoes. It's less the walk and more the fact I'm walking. I couldn't be happier to be far away from home, across the ocean, London City. And this is what I learned on my chilly neighborhood walks. In a way, you don't care how you look to others when you twirl on the street, because the only eyes that matter to you are the streetlights guiding you home. Singing in head voice for Lana. The singer, glamour and gloom, a married couple, insecure, crazy cabano como yo. She taught us girls to be older, and New York City became Los Angeles, to find it fascinating to smoke, scream sing on bridges, face up to the rain, drive fast, liquid tears spilled on motorcycles, let Let snakes strangle you with no release while you sit on top of 1960s America. Fake Marilyn Monroe's because you can't even muster up the real thing. But all those dreams, new delusions. We yearned for them as we walked the outside hallways and wondered why God has favorites and why our fantasy of football games, long burnt hair, and broken down amusement park rides on the East Coast can't come true. But then you come home to your dog and a steaming bowl of soup at the corner of the dining table, love locked in the electrical sockets and bedroom door handles. You understand you always wished those USA stars, bad boy cars, revved up, and long lost hearts would remain a dream, a stray waiting to be found. She sings in head voice, soft, but powerfully tells me what to do and how to direct my imagination on a Thursday night. Her skin is smooth, but the drugs rot in her heart, rot in the way a princess has a sickness. She falls while you stand, so you in your safety, with tropical plants that somehow grow in a desert climate, can stay beyond the blinds of your window, occasionally lit by the gleam of the moon. One text away. You are always impressed with what you don't have when you don't realize you have the world. Flare lights from my heart that crashed the World Wide Web. People like you make this house feel like a home. I set the table for dinner, and around 5 p.m. you text that you need to fade back into the night. Lost in some unknown's car, a better option became available. I shouldn't be surprised as you do this every time. But just as I meet the royalty of the world, you pick up your phone and search for my name. I'm ashamed to say I answer every time because I think of driving to Palm Springs with curlers in our hair. I'm sad you've left me a forgotten memory to pull out from your sock drawer when you need some nostalgia. Maybe one day you will have to climb a mountain, and every time you get to the other side, it rotates just a bit more. Maybe then I won't be one text away. I'll be a mermaid, a fairy, or even in an apocalyptic world where I've never heard of technology anyway. Every time my phone rings, I hope it's you apologizing, but it never is. It's always you asking me to jump right back into the fire. But baby, I'm cool. After dark. The little castle is on my right, while I read and indulge in others' words, across the oceans and amongst ghosts and ghouls of pale princes and troubled princesses. Dubliners revel in the afternoon sun, lying on the floor. Not snow angels, but grass angels, weed angels, dirt picked up in the breeze angels, that would later line my lips and chap them as I purposely overheard conversations and felt distant pain from bee stings just a bench away. Outside, hunched under the small fleeting shade from the flags of a castle, the kiss of a kingdom, sworn to secrecy but tours and gift shops to visitors. Books locked away underground, left with husbands and wives never to be found. Fake hellos, ignored calls, private uniforms and curtain calls. The world and its girls are the same no matter the distance. European sun with a few extra rays. Swimsuits in May, smirks forever. Maybe you remember this when it comes November. Looked back and saw the prints I left behind. Children within the book stacks. Maybe you party with people you don't know because you know you won't see them again. Maybe you distance yourself from me because you want to bring more to our dining table of accomplishments, more than what you think you are worth. We can all see. We look see-through like glass or hidden camera inside your heart. We know you are made of gold, but you can't see it. It will only rust and eventually destroy you. I've done nothing but be quiet. While you see a tsunami of diamonds, how can I speak so loud when we hardly talk? I must speak to you through the past. Through late-night car rides, DJs and cheap lights, stacks of books and Converse tied up over the knee. We all see you speak to me now. It's just as beautiful. I will wait like a ghost waits for their widow. And I know I have to be my happy self when that day of suburbia comes. I hope I'm still making music. Because you've inspired 50 songs, you can inspire 50 more. To Believe Your Eyes and Ears, Ballad of My Music. The Beatles said all we need is love, and Journey said to keep believin'. The Beach Boys said good vibrations and much surfing in the USA. And the Eagles said we check in but are never leaving, and Stevie said 17 can last more than a day. Harry Styles taught me that pink and blue, the quintessential sparkle, is in between. Forever is too short a time for music to play on. My younger self thanks you, H, for letting her feel seen, for never letting her give up on her song. Dolly taught me they're all gonna try and come back around. Lord had me turn off the lights, this time ribs will be enough. Joni reminded me to take a look at both sides now. Troy helped me move from my blue neighborhood, and that love is rough. Michael taught me to keep dancing, thrills through the night. The stones whispered wild horses couldn't drag us away. Bob taught me every little thing is going to be all right. Frank taught me it's okay to do it my way. Dylan taught me to look toward that rolling sky blue, and Phoebe taught me that songs can come true. U2 said to look where the streets have no name. Lennon said maybe there could be no war. For Bowie and his dreaming, I have my elusiveness to blame, and my own songs taught me to be myself, all the time, forevermore. Internship, pit in my stomach. May want to remember these lyrics. The poem. Digging through the trash to see if you threw away the letter I wrote you. When you opened it, it was full of stardust, and when you cry, you look like the album cover of a punk rock artist. Though when I think of you, I crash my car, your curly blonde hair and glitter lining your kidneys. Now I'm wondering where you are, thinking of you at my college internship. I've learned it's okay to keep song lyrics as your own. And the canyon has nothing on us, driving past car dealerships at night. From the engine to the heavens, I'm better avoiding the unknown. Or is that just something I tell myself, another chance blown? I want someone who wants to dance on the stars, not just look from below. I sing in my car. In case you drive by, I want you to hear my voice and tell me it's nice. And fortune cookies, I wish they would spell your name, but my future remains unwritten. Like a blow-up doll, my heart deflated every time you left the room. I wish I could turn my heart on and off for you. I lie here deflated for you. You were always the pit in my stomach. Blood orange sun. I want to live under my bed and ride off with the cowboy that lives there, with the blankets pulled over my head. 100 degrees is freezing, the smell of smoke, ash trees, and always a coastal breeze under the blood orange sun. He is always on the run. I follow, I promise, I swear. I want to live under my bed. We talk until dawn, I play a few songs, and write until the early morning hours ahead. There is never war or famine. His best friend happens to be my grandfather. His personality, my personality, anywhere, with the blankets pulled over my head. As my dream slowly shrinks, I kiss him on the cheek. He turns his whole body warm, sparkling, river red. You seem to know my grandfather. What is your name? I want to live under my bed, the searchers searching, this heart ripping it thread by thread. Beth, don't you remember? It's Wayne, as music plays. John Wayne, he said. As they ride back into the fog, I jerk myself awake, then nod back off, unconscious but some way aware. With the blankets pulled over my head, movie nights instead. Your favorite cowboy may be on screen, maybe long since dead, but mine's in my DNA, and that's the best place to be, a protector, a prayer. I want to live under my bed with the blankets, my fort, my dreamland, my friend. When I see you, we are standing on the dock. Every time I see you, we are standing on the dock. You attend football games while I go to small venue concerts. We wrap ourselves in tortillas on the cliff and not a drop of alcohol touches your lips when you are with me. Every time I see you, we are backstage in the kitchen, chopping, slicing, and mixing ingredients that shouldn't work together, yet somehow they do. When I see you, we panic on the freeway, smiling, lipstick on our teeth about how the pain might someday go away, remaining okay if it doesn't. At least we have extra small jeans and the ability to rip them if need be. We also have the gleam of the water you can see from your bedroom while I drive 128 miles to catch a glimpse. I hope that comforts you when you spend all your money, the kind you didn't even work for. You will escape your green paper prison soon, as long as you play guitar and break up with the boy. You rip up your teddy bear and I make blankets with its stuffing. I'm thinking of sending you just a few miles down the road. You played songs in your room for me that you thought I would like, but I don't listen to one of those artists. These songs don't speak to me the way Phoebe Bridgers does. Singing about staying inside, hymns for an open casket, but knows going outside acts on the frozen lake is important too. Less vapes and more addressing her fear of heights. Fewer beer bottles and more crying over the passing of Bowie and Lennon, and walking all the way through the dirt, pencil-drawn rocks, and blazing sun from Pasadena to Memphis, whether in her rocket ship sheets or in her tour bus. Harmonies made of glass and words made of silk. Singing of sadness, maybe to stop and realize sadness is fantasy. Internal organs that have mouths to sing, lungs of their own, and hearts that beat for devastating lyrics, ones that can help you dream. Strawberry milkshake, split ends. I am oh so good at picking friends. When I think of knitwear and scary stories, I think of your smile. One day in LA, stationery in the mail. I fear it may have been a while. The Girl of Strawberry Pie. There once was a girl made of strawberry pie. She looked danger and courage and harvest right in the eye. She rode on her skateboard all down the beach. All the boys in town thought she was prettier than a peach. She was best friends with the pumpkins and squash of the field. Hands over her heart, each seed a shield. One day she rode past the plastic dinosaurs and graffiti-sprayed walls to have ice cream and giggle and act as though she was 10 feet tall. And she found the new boy in town, always sneaking out, and he was the reason. But that's when she found out strawberries weren't in season. The industry. From Out of the Ashes, Opinion and Lifestyle, remembering how we used to never talk, now we do our makeup together. I can't imagine a world where we never met. Or do I want to? Even though I think you stole, you were in the process of collecting gold. Never did I think he would be so close, and to be honest, he wants me most. Doesn't even exist. I kind of want to keep him outside my world. Shh, don't put your feet in your mouth. I guarantee I am better. Hell isn't a harsh enough punishment if you ever tell me his stories, what he eats, where he shops, where the paparazzi hide, and what and who hides in his heart, although one might never know. A celebrity is a celebrity until you come face to face. I overestimated the power of friendship. This boat is sinking, but I will keep quiet. You probably don't understand me, and I couldn't make it to Santa Monica. I was busy. My mom needed me. Actually, I was in bed. This sinking ship. Living on the Pacific Electric Trail. When I call her into my car, I'm shaking. I don't understand why she's perfect and I am not. I don't think she'll understand peer pressure because she simply does not care what other people think. He rapidly swam to me like an ocean creature, hearing his high-pitched squealing signal a mile away. When I let him in the house, he came in from the trail that Tuesday afternoon while my parents made the money for our 2-story suburban dream. I didn't know it would change how my mirror talks. Sometimes I wish Christian school didn't exist. I was supposed to find Christ, but all I found was something dark and looming. Now, on my own, he can't understand why even holding hands scares me more than a monster in my closet. I should open that closet and begin to love again. High school. I refuse to let it be the end of time and space. 20, my goodness, if I didn't know better, I would say I am a child. Sincerely, you don't get to own me forever. Don't travel to those places that he told you. Travel to me. You always appear in my dreams, even when I tell God I would rather have a nightmare. You won't look me in the eye. That's what computers and desks are for. When I see a crowd, all I see is you. I tell my friends I haven't thought of you, but when my eyes shut for sleep, it's you on the new couches she bought. Our memory was over a year ago, and apparently I talk too much, but in my dreams, my flaws are loved, chase after even. When I see a crowd, all I see is you. You tell me that you want to hold my hand, but when I see you on campus, you are once again empty-handed. Constant repeat, Stairway Ghost, black and white films, Natalie marrying. I enjoy it alone, even though you join it across one small street. Chandler and Monica, more like Ross and Rachel, traveling but never making it off the plane. Don't travel to those places he told you, you said to me. Although, if you only knew, the only place I would ever travel to is you. When I see a crowd, all I see is you. When I dream a dream, all I dream is you. Piano Girl. There once was a girl who lived in a piano. She sings la 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 and do si do. She made tea and breakfast and hung her laundry on the strings. She thinks about dandelions, the outside, and other things. Her ears always rang and her hands always shook. Yet she is so small she could cuddle up in the pages of your books. She knew the whole world was filled with instruments and sound, but the keys, black and white, were all she was allowed. She imagined a home where the honey runs free. She made biscuits for herself, the dogs, the cats, and me. She never understood why no one came around, for other than the piano, she never heard a sound. No one had touched that piano in years. She was a fragment of someone's imagination in tears. With her do-si-do, she felt so empty inside of her heart, until she met the boy who lived in a guitar. Thank you with all my heart for watching and supporting my poetry, my words, my songwriting. If you would like to see my original music and my older poetry collections, they are in the playlist on my channel. I really hope you will subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have an incredible start to the year. I am sending so much love and happiness, and know that you can always reach out to me on any platform in my links down below. Also, it would mean the world if you left down below a favorite or a line that maybe stuck with you, or if you had to pick a favorite, it would just mean it would mean the world to hear some feedback. I love you guys, and I hope I will see you in the next one.
Is it weird? Is it wrong to wanna sing the sad girl song once in